Welcome back to Heat of the Drum. My name is Steve. Today, I'm in the mood for chicken, and not just any boring chicken. I'm going to make Jack Daniel's chicken halves. We're going to make a rub to start things off with, and then later on, we're going to make a Jack Daniel's sauce to put on this chicken at the end, and it's going to be good. Now, the first thing we need to do is make this rub. Let me show you what I got. First thing you're going to need is a half cup of dark brown sugar, 4 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of dark chili powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of ground pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of regular salt. I got all those ingredients in here. Let's get this all mixed up. And I call this my dark and smoky rub because you're using dark brown sugar, dark chili powder, the smoked paprika, all that good stuff. And we'll get this nice and mixed up. And when you're done, it's going to look like that. There we go. So what I got here is a 6.7 pound chicken, and we're simply just going to cut it in half. Now, if you've never halved a chicken, I can show you how I'm going to do that real quick. A little flipper over, and you can see the backbone kind of going right through here. So all I'm going to do is just get on both sides of that. And cut all the way down. And sometimes what you can do is come in here and make you a couple slices, give you kind of a road map. Kind of like that. And then just come in here. What I'll do is I'll flip this around this way. It's really nothing to it. And you can use this for stock or whatever you want to do with it. And then what I'll do is I'll come in here with this knife. Just kind of break that a little bit. And then we'll come over and flip this thing over. And you can kind of see right in here between those breasts, that's where we're going to cut. And it won't take much. And now we just got to do some cleaning up. Let's get rid of any excess fat and skin. And sometimes that's easier to do with these shears. So I'm just going to clean them up some. Like here we got some excess where they didn't get the feathers out all good enough for me. So I'll pull that stuff out. Like see, this is all just a fatty chunk right there. So I'm going to get rid of that. Looking pretty good. Like that. Do the same thing to this guy. So we got these nice and cleaned up. Now they're still pretty wet, so that rub should stick right to these. And all I have here is just a wire rack on a cookie sheet that I'm going to put them on once we get them rubbed up. That's good for this side. I'll just kind of pat that in. So get them flipped on over. I'm going to wash this container when I'm done, so I don't care if I contaminate it. I'm going to use all this rub. No problem. Going to move these over to this cookie sheet. So we'll get under these. And we're just going to come in here and use the rest of this rub. And my dog's about to go crazy on us. That's all right. I'm going to use all of it. There it is. Let's get this back in the fridge for about 45 minutes. And once again, I have some Cowboy Oak and Hickory lump blend along with a little Kingsford. And to that, I'm going to add some hickory today. My favorite part of the day. So it's been an hour since we put the rub on this chicken. It went in the fridge for 45 minutes, and then I took it out about 15 minutes ago. So 1 hour total, but man, look at those. They are looking good. And I'm just gonna come in here with this rack and just kind of center these guys up. Just a little bit more this way. Probably just like that. Let's talk drum smoker temp. We're looking at 275, give or take, right in that range. Just set the timer for 45 minutes. At that point, we'll get the lid off, get in there, rotate that chicken, and get our thermometer in there and see where we're at on that. Now, in the meantime, let's start this sauce. Starting off with 1 cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Now I just have some minced garlic here. We're just going to go in with a half a teaspoon of that. Now let's get that mixed around. 1/4 cup of honey. Quarter cup of light brown sugar. Going in with 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. All that goodness in there. Oh yeah. What we have here is just 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, half teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let's get that in there. Now let's not forget the star of the show, Jack Daniels. We're going in with 4 tablespoons. Two, 3, 4. Once you get it bubbling good like this, give it another stir. Then we'll reduce our heat and just let it simmer for about 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. After about 15 minutes, it's going to look like this. And now we're just going to shut this off. Get it mixed up one last time, really good. Let's get a lid on that. Sauce is done. It's just going to hang out here. And I'll get in there probably every 5-8 minutes and get in there and just stir it up. Now, looking at the smoker here, we got about almost 9 minutes to go before we get our first look at this chicken. See you then in 45 minutes. Let's get our first look. Oh, yeah. Look at those. Looking really good. So I'm just going to get in here and rotate. Just like that. And I'm going to come in over here, right into this breast, right down in here. Just like that. Just got our first look at that chicken, looking really good, nice and juicy. We rotated, got our thermometer in there. Right now we are 104 internal. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to look at this again. I'm not going to open the lid again. I'm just going to let this cruise along till it hits 155 internal. At that point, we'll move on to our next step. We just hit 155. It's been just shy of 2 hours. So let's get the lid off and get our second look at this chicken. Oh yeah, looking really good. So we're gonna move on to our next step. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this and set it like that. I'm gonna reach down here and grab this restrictor plate and get this out. And then we're gonna come in here, this chicken, get the lid back on. So what I'm doing is just working on getting that skin nice and crispy before I put that sauce on there. So what I'll do is I'll set this timer 3 minutes, and I'll get in there, and then we're going to flip that chicken. See you in 3 minutes. I'm actually going to take this thermometer out of here. I no longer need that. And now we're just going to get in here. Woo-wee. Oh, man. And flip this dude over. Oh, yeah. Woo-wee. Look at that chicken. Just got our first flip, looking really good. I set my timer again for another 3 minutes. Then I'm going to get in there and flip it over again. I'm going to grab these and flip them again. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, those are nice. Man, if you could only smell this, it smells so good right now. I'm going to set the timer for another 3 minutes, and we'll get in there and flip it again. It's been another 3 minutes. Here we go. I'm going to get in here and flip these one more time. Oh, man, these things tender. But look at that thing. So you're probably wondering, how many times do you flip it? Well, that's up to you. How crispy do you want your chicken? I'm going to go probably a couple more times. Then I'm going to be thinking about that sauce. Oh, look at that one. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to rotate. And I'm going to flip one more time. Ooh-wee, look at that. All right, this is our last flip. So we're going to get in there, flip it back over, and start putting this sauce on. These things look awesome. Oh, man, they are juicy. Ooh-wee. Yeah, there we go. Remember this sauce? It's been sitting all that time. I've been stirring it about every 8 minutes. So, here we go. And I'm just going to kind of dab it on here and start adding this flavor in. Trying to work quick at the same time. This is going to add so much flavor. This also gives a nice color. Just got that sauce on. Now I'm going to give it about 5 minutes, and then we're going to peek at that and see how it's doing. And that is looking really good. Now you got a choice. You can add more sauce because there's plenty of sauce left, or you can just let it go the way it is. I'm going to let it go the way it is, but I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes. We're taking this off. Man, look at this. Wow. All right, I'm just going to let this hang out. I'm not going to cover it. I'm going to let it hang out for about 10 minutes. Look at that, just the way I like it. And what I did is I took all that extra sauce. We'll use it as a dipping sauce. But there's nothing left to do but get into this thing. Look at that. Just the way I like my smoked chicken. Let's get us a piece. Ooh-wee. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, tender as can be. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Even add a little bit more of that dipping sauce. Mmm. This is really good. I mean, look at this. The flavor that's in this thing. Ooh-wee. Mmm. Now, you can let your chicken go a little bit longer if you want it more crispy, or take it off a little bit earlier. That's up to you. Make it your own. This is the way I chose to do it tonight. And it's like we got the best of both worlds. We smoked that chicken, but at the same time, we got a little char on there, almost like grilling. Right at the end. Mmm. And that sauce. Remember, you can do this too. Till I see you the next time on Heat of the Drum.